Hey guys, my name is Lucen and today I'll be showing you how to automate TradingView over on Binance. I'm going to be setting TradingView alerts and they're going to fire and get executed as trades over on Binance account. So let's head over to tradingview.to and I'll click get started. Over here we have a list of all the platforms that we can actually automate. So in this case we are doing Binance. Over here you can see how this works. So we normally use webhooks, and TradingView sends the alert message over to tradingview.to, which executes the trade over on Binance. Down here is a list of commands, and we only have 4 commands at the moment: opening a position, cancelling an order, closing a position, and looking at your balance. And now let's do the setup. It's only 3 steps. So step 1, create API credentials. Head over to Binance and create your APIs. Okay, I'm gonna click on this link. And now let's create our API. So I'm going to call it TradingView to anywhere. Awesome. Now we have our API key created. So we're going to need to copy this right here and paste it over right here. And then go next. Then copy our API secret key right here and put it right here and go next. And lastly, we're gonna need to give our webhook a name. So I'm gonna call it my Binance test. And finally, click finish. Now you have your own webhook that can actually execute trades over on Binance. But let's actually test it out. I'm going to scroll down to the test it out. Right here you can see I can input a command and then send a test. So in my case, I want to see the balances I have on my spot account. So I'm going to go over to view balance, and the command is balance. And the coin that you want, I want this for all my coins, so I won't specify any coin right here. And finally, I want the spot account. So I'm going to come here, and by default, if I delete that, it's going to use the spot account. And now we send. Awesome, we've received a command response with all the balances that we have on our spot account. If I go back up, I can see an alert log of everything right here. And that is because when I initially set these, you get a free trial for 7 days on a standard package. The alert log basically show all the processed alerts, and the last 10 alerts that are executed by that webhook. Now let's actually set our alert and see if it executes over on Binance. So I'm going to be doing BTC USDT. First I have to make sure that my API key can actually execute these trades. So let's go over back to Binance. And right here in the API management, you can see that I need to enable these for spot and margin trading. So I go over to edit restrictions. I enable it for spot. Now that it's enabled, let's go over to our trading and see if we can actually do the trading. Now, when we check the balance, we notice that we have 88 USDT and almost 0 BTC. So that means that we can only buy BTC, but we cannot sell it because we don't have it. Now, let's actually place a trade on Binance and see if it actually gets executed. We're going to be using the market order and trading 0.001, and when I do a buy, it actually gets executed. Now if you come to sell, we have enough BTC to actually do the sell trade. Now let's head over to our TradingView and make an alert. For this case, I'm going to be using a very simple alert that is going to be fired almost immediately. So let's create an alert right here. So this is a simple crossing alert. And what I want to do is I want to sell BTC USDT. And the quantity will be 0.01. Now, if you're wondering where I'm getting this syntax from, just go over to tradingview.to, and right below you can see your commands right here. So basically I'm just sending in a buy, a symbol, and a quantity. You notice that these parameters have different colors, and that's because some are required and some are not. The side symbol and Q is required, but the A and P are not required. So we can just type in this and our trade will get executed. Now let's add the webhook URL right here. And create. Now that our alert is created, let's drag it over on the current market price and let it get executed immediately. There we go. Now right here on TradingView.io, we can see that the trade was executed and these are alerts that came in. Now coming over to the Binance, you can see that there's no available balance to actually make a trade. Now if it happens that your order did not open successfully, here's some of the things to check. First, make sure that it's actually possible for you to trade that particular pair over on Binance manually. Second, make sure your API key has the right permission to access that particular asset. Third, make sure that you have enough balance to actually make a trade. If right now we actually try to do the same command, it will reject. Let's try it out. Awesome, so it says insufficient funds. That means I don't have enough balance to actually make that trade. And lastly, make sure that the quantity is correct, because putting in wrong values will actually not get the trade executed.